Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Self Care Made Simple. I am Ade, your self care specialist. It's been a while. I'm back. Today's topic is loving action or love in action. Let's be with that for a minute by embodying that topic, that theme. All right. If you're new to this, we're going to take several deep breaths. Let's go. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Take another deep breath in. And breathe out. Now we're going to take another deep breath. And actually, what we're really going to do, we're not taking a deep breath. Let the breath take you. Let your breath take you. All right? Close your eyes if you choose to, and allow your breath to take you. Yes, it is important to take deep breaths, and it's also important to be aware that whether we take the breath or not, our breath is always taking us somewhere, taking us deeper. And when we become conscious and aware of the breath, we remember who we are. We remember that we're more than just what we see in the mirror, more than what we can touch. We're more than the five senses. We remember that there is a self, a capital S self. Self-care made simple. It's all about that. It is a reminder, a pointer, pointing you towards that self that is invisible. It's invisible and it's invincible. It is successful. It is grateful. It is creative. It is your authentic self. And if there ever was a time to become very consciously aware, of this self, this is the time. And the beautiful thing about it is we have been preparing for this moment. I feel not tired, but it kind of almost sounds ridiculous to say there's so much going on. You know, the last episode that I shared was almost a month ago now, around the time my father made his transition. Tomorrow will be 5 weeks. And the grief journey, remembering who my father was and making room for who he is now. It's been a journey. The love, the sadness that wells up sometimes when I think about him. What I'm learning on the journey right now is grief is love turned inside out. And that carries me. There's a lot going on right now that is causing us to grieve. Sometimes we don't even know, because oftentimes we associate grieving just to when someone we love dies. But in the world right now, there's so many things going on that could make you feel hopeless, helpless, confused, fearful. But you must not forget that While there are things that are making you feel hopeless, helpless, fearful, there are things happening. There are people joining together, people catching new ideas, new thought that could, if you allow yourself to pay attention to that, you become hopeful. And you can have hopelessness and hopefulness side by side. You can be grieving and you remember the love. You can be experiencing something that's causing you to feel sad and you can still be in touch with joy. Love in action. You know, love is one of those underrated, underestimated spiritual quality. It is who we are. And because it's who we are, we take it for granted. We minimize it to romantic love, or we minimize it to a love between a mother and a child, or love between a person and their car. I'm talking about love as a force, a change agent that brings about freedom, that brings about clarity, that brings about understanding, that the kind of love, the force that causes you to stand even when your knees are shaking and you don't even know how you stood through it. Life is calling us to show up and allow ourselves to get a new understanding, to become aware to a new understanding of what love is. Love beyond what was said in the Quran, love beyond what was said in the Bible, in any holy book, Bhagavad Gita, whatever book, daily thoughts, daily words. It's an invitation. We're moving through a time where we're being invited to get a new understanding of what love is. You've often heard me, I say this a lot. Love is not passive. Love is active. It is a transformer. And when you allow it, you find yourself being in touch with a new kind of freedom. Love is freedom. Love is action. So when your actions are infused, informed by love, the results can't be described. You may never see it, but other people may feel it. There are distractions right now that gets a lot of attention. Be careful. Pay attention to what you're focusing on. And if it's a distraction, but somehow you're getting sucked in, call on love and ask, how can I bring more love to this situation? Love will break you open to so much more. And it breaks you open to being who you really are. Living from that authentic self, the capital S self, your true self. And when you live from that place, when you hold the intention to live from that place on a regular basis, you are set free, you're fulfilled. This is not just some kind of woo-woo stuff. This is real stuff in the midst of challenges, in the midst of homelessness, in the midst of addiction, domestic violence. Can you be the love that heals the situation? And oftentimes people kind of push back in many ways. Push back, but push back with love. Before you ask me a question about, so what about, no. Ask yourself, what if I bring love to this situation? Whether you're observing domestic violence or you're in it, you make a different choice. It's not always easy, but there's a wisdom inside of you. Trust it. Trust love. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. Peace and blessings.